Join us today as we go through the artist highlight here at the Pacific Bonsai Expo here in Oakland, California. Go for it.
Hi, my name is Andrew Rapson, Rakuyo Bonsai. Here with my winter hazel, Coralopsis. It's one of my favorite trees in the garden. It's an underutilized species for bonsai. It's a shrub. I've been working on it for the last few years, so it's exciting to show it at such a great venue. There's so many beautiful trees here. So.
Awesome. When does it bloom, by the way?
It blooms late winter, hence the name, or early spring. So in Portland, that's around February or March.
And that be a white flower?
It's a yellow flower that they're like little earrings or jewels that kind of hang
awesome.
off the twigs.
I've never seen it. It's a really nice tree. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, cheers.
Hey Tom, my name's Greg McDonald. Love to welcome you all to the Pan Expo, the best bonsai show ever in America. And it's my little display, my hawthorn. Got real lucky with fall color. It's hanging on. It was a little delicate coming down from Placerville, but we made it. So enjoy this little redwood, my first tree I ever collected. And this is probably second or third tree I ever collected. It was 22 years ago.
Awesome. Beautiful color.
Come on in. Come into my universe.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
My name is Jay. I'm one of the kingpins of the Marine Bonsai Club. I've actually been active in 5 clubs, but Marine is my home base, and I love bonsai.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, wait, talk about your tree, Boone, really quick. How old is the tree, at least?
Rescued the tree 23 years ago.
Rescue the tree?
Rescue
I like how you says rescue.
Yeah, it's in May.
And the tree has a name, right, Boone?
Yeah.
What's the name of the tree?
Ascending dragon.
Ascending. This is why he has the accent. There's the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, dragon ball. Show something different.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boone, so much.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Jeremiah Lee. This is my tree here. I collected it in 2015, and I've been working on it with Peter T. It's a Sierra juniper, Juniperus grandis, and yeah, basically I paired it with this stone, which is a waterfall stone that I purchased from Japan. When I go out into the mountains, I love trying to find waterfalls, naturally occurring waterfalls, and often there will be junipers growing near them. And so in my mind, it's just a really nice pairing because I like to see them in the natural environment.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Well, this is my submission and accepted tree for the Pacific Bonsai Expo. It's a Western juniper. First time showing it, actually. So I'm really happy that it's here and I'm showing it here. A lot of positive response, so I'm really happy. It's a little different design with the second head, but a lot of people tend to, they really enjoy that. So
really, so what is a Western juniper? I never heard of it before.
Western juniper is very similar to a Sierra juniper. The only difference is that the color is not as blue, and they leak out resin during the growing season. And when it dries in the winter, it kind of turns white, so it kind of has these little white specks on it, and it's very fragrant when it does that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and depending on the person, sometimes it smells like kind of like a pine forest, and then other people say it smells like cat urine. So it's kind of different for each person. So I've been telling people to go and smell it, actually.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey guys, Matthew Bonsai Bonsai again. Today I'm standing in front of my exhibition tree. This is a semi-cascade Kishu Shimpaku. It's been in development for about 7 years, field grown for about 30. I paired it with a scroll, mountain scroll, and a succulent accent plant.
Is it grafted? Is it a...
No, this is field grown Kishu.
Wow.
Shimpaku all the way.
Nice.
No grafting. The shari lines I did myself. This tree did stand vertical, but we ended up dropping it to make it a semi-cascade.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome, thanks.
Hey Tom, it's Michael. Thanks for stopping to look at my cork bark oak.
Just a really quick history. When is it a collected tree? Is it a field-grown tree?
Okay, so I collected this tree probably in the early 90s, late 80s. from a oil pumping station utility yard. It had been run over. If you look, you can see that the trunk has a kind of a really funny bend to it.
Yeah.
And so the truck had obviously run over this, and the tree had been pushed over and was about 8 or 10 feet tall.
How many years ago was this?
Again, it was probably over 25 years ago that I took it. So I've had it for about 25 years. When I got it originally, the trunk was about, I don't know, three or 3.5.
That's
inches.
much bigger than that right now.
Yeah. So it's, but there are no cuts in this trunk line.
Wow.
Okay, so this is all original growth, and all of the branches on here are original growth.
Cool.
So is it, there's nothing that's come after the fact.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Michael.
You're welcome. Thank you for showing
You
up.
gotta speak loud.
Speak loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pacific Bonsai Expo. My name's Mike Costello. This is my Sierra Juniper that I entered into the show. This tree was collected in 2012, and this is the third time I've exhibited it. So it's had some changes. It used to go in different directions, so this used to be longer here and shorter here, and I've kind of switched it up a little bit. Yamaki pot, Dave Niddle stand, and the Tenpai is going to be from Japan. So yeah, I've been working on it for almost 11 years, and starting to get there. Look pretty good, so hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're not here, come down to the show.
Thanks a lot. Anytime.
What do you want me to do?
Hi, I'm Bob. This is my tree. Talk a little about it.
Chrysler. This is my Catlin elm that I'm super honored and stoked to have here at the Pacific Bonsai Expo.
What's so special about this Catlin elm?
It's a cutting from the first generation of Catlin elms.
Wow.
John Catlin discovered in the mid-50s.
Sweet.
And he took some cuttings and propagated them, and he gave this tree to Richard Oda. And Richard used it as a mother tree for decades. This thing has probably spawned 10,000 little trees. And I got it from Richard in 1989, I think it was. And I used it as a mother tree. And then about 10 years ago, it was way down in the pot. There was no soil left from being watered so much. I decided I needed to repot it. When I pulled it out of the pot, I saw this trunk, and I thought, this is no longer a mother tree. This is going to become a bonsai.
Awesome.
And the pot was a gift from John Naka. So the tree's got some, it's pretty historical. It's got some American bonsai history to it. John Catlin was the discoverer of Catlin elms. Richard Oda was, a major force in Southern California bonsai, and of course John. Everybody knew John. So
Awesome.
I'm really just stoked to have it here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Bob.
Thank you.
Anytime. We're good.
Shishikashire dwarf Japanese maple. When it started, it was like this. Little piece of nursery stock. It's been kept in the pot for almost 50 years. I think over 50 years.
It's a pot-grown tree. It's completely pot. Oh, wow.
My other maple on the other side, too.
Nice. And it was from a cutting? Or no, it was a
Graft.
Graft. So, oh, wow. So we can't really tell. How many years now?
50 more.
It's older than me.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time, Bill.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Okay, my name's Mark Arpeg, and this is my Shohin display, one of two that I have in the show here today. And it's on a David Niddle stand, unusual moon stand. I wanted to do something a little unusual, not the normal box stand. This tree is a green moss cypress, blue moss cypress, sorry, and unusual for Shohin for sure. And this is tropical, but doesn't really look like one. It's a parrot's beak in a Roy Minarai pot. Roy is an up-and-coming bonsai potter. Love his stuff. And I brought some color into this display with that pot. The accent piece is kind of a signature. It's on a rusty metal Jita, which was found art. And the scene is of the Adirondacks. There's a small red spruce in there, a little fallen birch log, and some tiny azaleas, and it kind of creates a scene. It's on a slab, not a pot, It was custom made for me by Hodaka, a Japanese potter in Rochester, New York, to my specs. And then the Cascade, which is a collected tree, common juniper, which is often bashed as a very undependable tree, but it is an excellent tree. It's been my little pal, does everything I ask it to do. It's my faithful companion, and I love it. Perched up like it came from the Rocky Mountains. It's perched up on a Cascade stand.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Loud. Anytime.
My name is Matt Reel of Reel Bonsai, and this is Dogwood Studios. Tyler shared, of course, but I'm just representing him today. This is one of my displays, however, in the Pacific Bonsai Expo inaugural. So this is a collected mountain hemlock that I collected from Mount Hood in Oregon about 17, 18 years ago. Well, when I was first getting into bonsai as a hobby, when I was in high school, before I became an apprentice in Japan. So me and this tree go way back, and I've probably wired it 4 or 5 times since I've been back from Japan in 2014 until this day. So it's taken a lot to develop this tree, and it still has wire on every branch to keep its shape and balance looking nice for the show. And eventually it'll hold its shape, I think, just fine without the wire. But I'm really pleased with the state of maturity this tree has reached to be more show ready. So it's well balanced, and just it gives you a good feeling. And then it reminds me of the area I grew up in or grew up around in the mountains where we go collecting sometimes. You see scenes with water mills and small villages in the mountains, and that's where trees like this grow, among deciduous trees sometimes, and in or near the forest or adjacent to a forest. Some of these areas can have clearings, and maybe a tree like this could exist near a forest like this somewhere, Pacific Northwest, Japan, among other places in the world, I'm sure. So
awesome.
Then the bronze owl is a piece made by Michael Simpson, a British bronze artist and or sculptor. And I got that some years ago, and I tried it with the tree, and it just gave me a really good feeling and sense of seasonality. Using that in the winter or late fall, early winter with the mountain hemlock, it represents the area I'm from. So
awesome.
This display is very personal to me, and I'm very proud of it. And that's any questions though. That's all I got to say.
Thank you so much for your time, Matt.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Okay, I'm Ryan Neal. I'm a bonsai professional. This is a tree that I presented in the Pacific Bonsai Expo, and this is a really special tree. It's called a Yatsubusa elm, which is like a genetic mutation of a Chinese elm. It's a dwarf variety. You can see the size of the leaves, but the really unique piece of it is the craggy bark, which has almost like a burl-like formation under the wood tissue. But this tree was collected from a propagation nursery in the Willamette Valley back in 2010, and at that time it was 77 years old, so this year it's 87 years old. Wow. And it was utilized and pruned to propagate the species and then turn that species into nursery stock, but they were going to be discarding and bulldozing that property, so we went and dug all of their mother stock, and this was the best one of the bunch that we dug. So anyways, it's a special piece.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you got it.
Hi, we're at the Pacific Bonsai Expo. This is my display. I'm Michael Hagedorn. This is a short plant that I collected on Vancouver Island. And I have a bit of a different view of Yamadori. I think they don't really represent the sort of infinite durability that is one way to see it, I admit. But I think that they can also suggest a lot of vulnerability and fragility. And in this kind of cantilevered image, I was hoping to express something of that. This is steel. The scales here are meant to represent, or at least an abstraction of the scales of a pine cone. That weighs about 50 or 60 pounds, believe it or not. So there's no danger of falling over you. It's a little aluminum sculpture that I made in college. It's a lost styrofoam in sand. And I've used it in several displays in the past, but particularly this idea of sort of precariousness or vulnerability, I thought it fit well with the human figure. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mike.
Hi, Jonas Dupuis, here with my Korean hornbeam on display along with a Japanese black pine. I've been working on the Korean hornbeam for almost 20 years now. The black pine I grew from seed. It's about 18 years old right now. And it's a medium display, so I've got 2 trees, one a little bigger, one a little smaller, one deciduous, one conifer, along with a little accent, and that's the story of the display.
Cool. Thank you so much.
I'm Wes Jens. This is my display, Japanese black pine. This actually started at Jonas's house, moved to Andrew's, and then I purchased it from Andrew a couple years ago. Got a chochibai down here that came grown from, I believe, a root cutting with Michael Hagedorn. And yeah, this is, what's his name? I'm losing on the stand.
Nettle?
David Nettle, yeah. So, yeah, it's fun. Andrew helped me put it all together, and this is the first time I've displayed, so pretty fun to be in the show.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
My name's Howard Correa. This tree's from Johnny Uchida from Groveway Nursery. He collected it about in the early 1990s. Had it out of the ground for a while. Admired the tree quite a bit at his nursery, and when it came up for sale, I decided to acquire this from him, and I think it's been working out pretty well.
Awesome. Thank you for your time today.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed the artist highlight here at the Pacific Bonsai Expo 2022. If I did miss you, I do apologize. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and of course, leave a comment and share the video. Thanks a lot, everybody.